gratitude to a future of grief.
That wasn't too bad. That was hot. Burns, doesn't it?
Jeez, I mean, it's a good thing we already established I look like a Bible carrier, because it sounds like Gambit need God on their side to win this one, Pycat.
Yeah, I think also it does look a little bit rough, my point of view as well. They've got the thing that I like is that they have the Slardar and Lina. One of these strong, definitely a very strong lane. I mean, Magnus doesn't offer all that much. We'll see how cute.
30 seconds to battle.
A hero that does make up 5 not being strong by quite a bit. A very strong lane. Definitely gonna be helping out on that one. I was actually sitting here thinking about, you know, like there are a lot of ways you could have gone about this. Or the Leshrac to a support. Put the Magnus in the offlane. I think
the battle begins.
Fine as well. Yeah, they're just gonna keep it keeping it kind of simple, standard.
Yeah, that's kind of been the difference so far, right? Like game 1, now game 2 as well. Is like Gambit maybe kind of drafting themselves into a corner, while Nigma, they check the boxes and give themselves a little bit of wiggle room.
Nigma have this like very simple power on Miracle, becomes very fat, and you can buy status resist. You don't have to buy any Battle Fury, you can press and Y, you can get Satanic at some point, Flash, or whatever you want, you can buy it. Most likely see some sort of status resistance coming out of him. Just the thing about Gambit's lineup is that I mean, I'm a big fan of this Slardar hero right now. I think it's very strong, but it's just they coupled it up with a Specter. And Specter, a lot of your damage comes from Desolate. Mind Control might be, you know.
Being brought low, the impetus will get him almost over the mark. The Fairy Fire saves him for a little bit longer, and good choice using the Whirl in Death there to ensure that ksani couldn't hit him down in 2.
Yeah, the lane does get better for Mind Control. Hard to deal with. Yeah, I mean, it's just a very straightforward troll game, I would say. He just has to farm, buy some fighting items, go. Whereas Gambit, they need a lot of things to go right. Kind of well in their lanes. I think the Doom has to get pretty big. They need to figure out how to stop this troll running loose.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that point around like the Slardar Specter interaction. Is similar with the Doom as well, right? Like these two heroes, they don't build in a way that necessarily fully exploits that minus armor, right? Like for example, Specter is tanky, and that's about it.
Exactly, they don't play that well off of each other. I was a little bit strange to see. They also got this Magnus, you know, the triple melee cores. At some point you might just get, you might tank those RPs. Become a bit awkward for you.
I guess it's going to be a little bit awkward to try and stick on Wii in these fights as well. Like, you can see how they can get on him initially, but maybe how do you stay on top of the Leshrac when there's both this Rubick and this Magnus that can screw over this clumping that Gambit are going to be forced into?
Yeah, the way that I would see these fights play out later on, it's going to Gambit is that you would want to doom the Brack most likely. Get a Yules on the Lina, try to play around the Yules timing on prevent the troll fighting up until the point where he gets beat. Once they reach BKBs, you're gonna have to shit. Probably start thinking about doing the troll, but he's gonna have that. It's gonna be a bit tough, but you know, going for this Leshrac should be a good target. Magnus is sort of dealt with in a way by the Specter, both he supports and check Specter. There's not too much burst damage on Nigma, which is good. Specter loves playing type damage. Definitely have ways of fighting back. You want your both. I really think your Lina has to have a decent game here. Your Slardar can fall into a bit more of a supporting-ish role. Just, I mean, that similar build we saw from Mind Control. You can forgo even the Axe if you want. Have the Lina farm a bit more.
Radiant's courier
that's when
has
you
been
would be,
killed.
Even thinking
Radiant's
about getting Axe on Lina.
has been killed.
I mean, it'd be one hell of a turnaround, right? After the game 1 beating the Vampire had, like, if he could actually come out and be the shining light in this one, we already mentioned that he's proven he can have these standout performances. It sounds like that is where you're pinning all your hope. That's where you're putting all your money, is on Vampire taking control of this game, essentially.
No, it's not just about him taking control. It's more so of how I look at the farm distribution. What would favor them in having a strong Lina in these fights would be beneficial. Whereas the Slardar, he doesn't really need all the... A lot of his strength is going to come from this and stuns.
Yeah,
Radiant's
and there
middle
is an
tower is
explorable
under
weakness in
attack.
Nigma's draft. Because like, for all the things we said that look good, how the lanes should end up pretty well for them.
Mind control here, maybe in a little bit of trouble. The tornado is very annoying
Just
for
out of
him.
range though. He hasn't got any points in chains is the problem.
The armor it's just too much.
Yeah.
Maybe another imp?
Nah, not quite. He turns around, he's like, I'm not stupid, not thought about. Top, they were trying to aggress on the Vampire here. They will have to lift the drive back there very far, but they just sidestep the LSA, and that'll be your first blood. So the man, the one that you were hoping would carry Gambit through this this awkward laner phase, is actually the first one to fall.
I feel like this is this is a classic case of just understanding kind of the draft and the game right now. I think Nigma just bringing this third top lane. They understand that this place is where
Dire's middle
Gambit
tower
really have
is
to
under
take
attack.
control. Bring this Rubick up here because in the bottom lane they have this Timbersaw. Yeah, he gets forced back to base, but at the same time you're still just gonna come back. You're gonna pretty much free farm against the Specter. It's gonna be required, like at least these two try to deal with this Timbersaw, and once he gets 5, even that might be difficult. But they're just gonna kind of break this top lane, make sure that Miracle has a good...
Now that one's surprising. That it's a tough one, right? Because you can get this ice armor, which
Radiant's
usually kind of
middle tower is
stops you
under
losing the
attack.
lane, but against the Leshrac.haa heroes, probably one of a handful of heroes that can still actually pick you off. But surprising that he dies that easily to a solo Leshrac.
Must have just tanked the stun when he got sick. Get the 6, you turn on the pulse nova, it's already too late for you to guy, and could have used the 1 and tried to survive or something. But you're probably not gonna kill the Leshrac anyway.
I just love this from Wee, by the way. He's just like stepping up, he kind of wants to be doomed. And when we're talking about that, they actually find the pick on the mind control in the bot lane, which, I mean, he was just shy of 5, so not fully sustained, just in time before actually they probably never would have been able to kill him.
Yeah, that's quite a big kill. It's gonna help to propel the Spectre quite a bit. Also just slow down mind control a bit. It's very important that he doesn't just get level 5 for free, then start taking control. A good job there. Of course the imp helps quite a bit since damage.
Yeah, he's got 2 points in already, so it dishes out a decent amount. Of course, the issue is once he does have that level 3 reactive armor, that shouldn't happen anymore, right? Like, it should be nigh on impossible to kill mind control without a third hero rotate. Ooh, speaking of killer, he'll be able to skewer one across, but Millers has the Bash Prime. He'll just chase it down. 2 more hits would kill him. In fact, the Crush is good enough on its own. It's left to
He's gonna miss the stun. Might have also been potentially a kill.
Radiant's
Miracle has a
middle
lot of
tower
1 stuff.
is under attack.
It's hard to
Radiant's
kill him.
middle tower has
yeah, it's
fallen.
the Fade ball as well, right? Like, if you're not going on the Rubick, you can just casually maximize the reduced damage with that Fade ball. And town mid already gone. And this is going to start to feel like a very dangerous area. He does force the Doom out of Lorenof in the end, but Lorenof taking just as much damage, has to walk away. He might tick out. Keep him range, 1 more hit, not enough. And we can now not get the deny, so he will die just about in the end.
Very kind of on the edge there play by Lorenof. Come on, use your...
Radiant's bottom
but yeah, I mean,
tower
he
is
gets
under
the kill.
attack.
It's a call. And he gives over the lane to Vampire for a brief moment. Yeah, definitely a very, very big kill for them to find there with the power going down. Still ahead of
Radiant's
Leshrac now thanks to
bottom
that kill
tower
and
is
also...
under attack.
Yeah, there's definitely a guy with this pressure on Wee to just find a way to amp up his farm. If you do go into a stalemate,
Radiant's
you
bottom
have got
tower
this
is
Doom
under
that
attack.
has been known to farm up quite a ridiculous amount of gold courtesy of that Devour alone.
Yeah, and he does have this circlet plus ring of protection. I would actually love to see
Radiant structures
a
are
turn
fortified.
here. Potentially just go into the vessel early on. Go into vessel and then try
Radiant's
to get your
bottom
I think the
tower
vessel
is under attack.
very nice item to have both of these.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
If he gets it that early, it's gonna the synergy between for sure.
Oh, mind control taking a lot of damage, being brought low. Back away
Radiant's
though.
bottom tower has fallen.
CP up from GH. Mind
Radiant
control not
structures
really
are
as
fortified.
comfortable as he'd like to be in the top lane right now, as Ein will relentlessly just hit into him.
The vampire has been a little bit off and stunned.
The
Heroes are in
calibrate.
trouble on top though.
Yeah, Lorenof is here now. He doesn't have anything that he can miss, so it
Radiant's
should be much
bottom
simpler for him. The
tower
Hawk's
is
going to come out
under
to reveal where everyone is. Mind control is going to be picked off. The LSA on point this time from Vampire will stop Miracle from coming in and disrupting the push by Gambit.
Dire's top tower is under
But
attack.
Midas, I really dislike this. He's gonna get propelled, you know, in terms of levels and everything. I think farms incredibly fast with just power.
It feels like you're playing into Gambit's draft a bit, right? Like, you know, they
Dire's
have this
top
spec for
tower
later
has
on.
fallen.
And while Troll can fare well against spec in that late game situation, it's the concern of how the other cores are going to accelerate in comparison to Nigma zone.
They have quite a few stacks here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire
Efficient
are scanning.
stackers here.
No, these are professional players. They don't miss no stacks, all right? They stopped reading those inaccurate tooltips, which I think have been updated now. Because you remember when they...
Yeah. Look at we on the bottom lane. man.
Radiant's
Just
bottom
using this
tower
Of
is under
course.
attack.
get down the tower.
I wonder if, like...
Oh,
if this is
back to
some...
the-
Oh, yep. Creeps aren't close enough. He's going to be able to walk away though. Melis can't contest this. I was going to say, do you think that's something that might change about Leshrac? That Diabolic Edict does hit targets through fog?
There are other things. It's also depending on what heroes are strong in the patch. A hero becomes stronger.
Yeah.
The Edict is it's just a nice spell. I feel like it's such a I don't know. It's such a cool spell.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's just like
I
I
like
know
it
there's
with
been plenty of situations where you just casually watch people get walked down by Diabolic Edict recently, right? It's... I mean,
Diabolic.
Diabolic was Diabolic. Diabolic, you alright, mate? Diabolical.
Son of a bitch.
That is...
Diabolic.
Oh man, as soon I can't actually use that word now without thinking of the boys. Yep.
The butcher.
Yep, the baby suit.
Oh yeah, that one. That's
Yep, that's good. The best one. Oh, GH got the Scorched Earth. Alright. I mean, they've got a little bit more initiation. Because that's the thing. Nigma, their initiation is still a little bit lackluster, right? They haven't got
Dire's
anyone that
middle
can
tower
instantly
is
get
under
in and
attack.
find a target. Whereas Gambit, they now have this Blink Dagger Slardar.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was maybe the top brought up on the panel. I don't know if it was much off, but I also like this Rubick hero. I quite like it. I think can definitely still be a really. I mean, this game he has so many nice
Radiant's
spells to
bottom
shoot.
tower has
Got the
fallen.
sport, got the spells.
Two.
Has a lot of great spells to take.
Yep. There's a lot of great spells to give away. He got the tower at least, and he got a solo pick on Ein, but still Lorenof finding the high value targets with this ultimate each time.
Yeah, at least did go for this urn, and he's going to be. He might just go into the vessel right after. But I really like what this doing for. I think once you get this BKB, if you can get this vessel, it's gonna help you so much against the and the troll. Mind control not having the best so far. Already 2 deaths. He's going towards the likely the items.
Yeah, the crux for him, right, is being tanky enough that you won't just die to Doom, but then also having a relevance outside of you being unkillable. As someone who's not unkillable is Kuro. Question is whether they can find more. Vampire has already got the movement speed to catch up with we, so it looks like Nick aren't going to lose any of the cores up in this top lane. Gambit, I don't know what it is to hang around with it. It actually hangs around too long. We gets caught. LSA fall off. It's good. I mean, that
Radiant's
disco
bottom
pony should have been
tower is
gone,
under
but instead
attack.
he's dead.
I mean, he's gone. You know,
He's
could have been gone, but in a different way. Yeah. Just kind of once a similar story to the previous game. You know, maybe they didn't want to change the recipe for
under attack.
right? ksani gives up a few kills early on, and then they, you know, then he bounces back, inspiring some false hope, maybe some hopefully some.
Question is whether they can pivot off it. Hopefully,
He's going through some stacks, going for that S and Y.
He's padding up the stats now. Midas, I mean, how long do you feel uncomfortable with Midas until you feel like it's paid off? Or does it ever in your eyes truly pay off compared to what he should have had?
It's nice. The attack speed is I think kind of a nice part of the troll, because you can start to stack up your fervor stacks, right? Faster get to it quickly. But
Dire's middle tower
just
is under
the
attack.
hero farms so fast. When you have a Magnus on your team, you know, just with your spells, your whirling access, you already farm so quickly with this hero that it seems a little bit awkward. It's gonna have some really nice levels though, but you see Specter picking up with levels, like with Midas Troll, it's gotten so many stats.
Bigger, but as you say, the Yasha, just similar value. It's going to be an interesting one. I mean, he will get the levels quickly. Maybe his thought was about the talents, right? Like, maybe it's a crucial talent he feels he needs to get access to quicker in this game.
I'm not really sure what.
I mean, the damage one's always nice, but it's not like absolutely crucial you get it by X timing, right?
Yeah, I don't think any talent here probably game break. Yeah, you can get on a Wraith King. You can. The fact that you already have Magnus, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of why I feel like it's not really necessary.
It's like when you have a Magnus and build a Battle Fury, right? You just sit like, why? I'm literally this for you.
Exactly.
We'll see if Gambit can punish it. I mean, if they can get this tier 1 tower, open up the jungle, and then maybe they start making Miracle feel uncomfortable. Jump in, Melee is trying to make Rubick feel uncomfortable. One's going to come through. Jeez, disarmed. Full already. Kuroky jump in. RP's going to be there. Fight back out for the Rubick. And they got the more damage. Mind Control coming through. Burst them low. The Doom's been thrown out of the Troll, though. With the BKB run the reverse Doom because of stolen Rubick. Returns it with the Lorenof. They do get the Troll kill. Lina falls in return. They need more out of this, though. Can they actually find it is the real question. ksani is full health, so Nigma, they might just have to cut their losses and accept that while they can defend this tower, they could not defend their Troll.
Yeah, I'm not sure Miracle just what he was thinking. He had the battle trance, and like he could just battle trance and die regardless. I mean, either he gets to deal a lot of damage and he somehow survives thanks to the battle trance, or dies. Bit of a snoozing mode. Not sure what happened there. Yeah, nice. I mean, definitely a good kill for them to find anything to further their doom. And I mean, the Specter incredibly well considering not an incredibly easy Specter game. On track to become an actual threat in this game. I think Gambit have done very well to kind of keep up with the level of farm that they have right now.
I like this from Nigma though. They say, okay, big ult to use. What's the best thing we can do right now? Well, we're taking 2 tier 1 towers already, tier 2 bot. The most obvious one is Roche. And if you're Gambit, you don't want to contest this, right? Like, you don't have an easy way to fight into that pit without your big ults.
You can hover around the area. Now they don't have Scorched Earth anymore, but I feel like with Scorched Earth, if they knew about this, I think it's fun to contest, because just Lina's spammable spells, some daggers, you get Scorched Earth in there. It's not gonna be so easy for it. Drop it.
Kuroky to drop this right now. Go through. And no, they get the kill there. Miracle is able to pick up the Aegis. Battle Trance this time he will use it, but they've lost the mag. Lorenof standing his ground, needs to move away quicker than this. Miracle is pursuing. He's low on speed. The NSA, they'll get rid of his first life already. Kuroky had to buy back for this, but you're gonna lose the Troll. It looks like Gambit say, no, that's fine. We completely and utterly, immediately eliminate the advantage you just gained. And we even got the Roche kill, so gold goes our way once more.
Very nice by Gambit there. Miracle quick on that. Finding the Aegis. Like, I feel like whenever I watch this guy, if there's ever a battle to get the Aegis, it doesn't really matter where Miracle is. Somehow he ends up with the Aegis. Just if this was the Wild Wild West, you know, you'd go up against this guy.
They kept the Doom the whole time. ksani's low. I don't know if he's going to tick out. Melee is perfectly done to save him.
got the royal jelly. He's got the spurs.
He's fine.
A-OK.
I like you brought up that point about Miracle. Do you think, you know when they added all the little game modes like Whack-A-Meepo, do you think like some people tried to challenge Miracle and then realized it was pointless?
I'm not sure, maybe, you know. But he's definitely, he's quick on the draw.
Most the point in that one also, at the time, he didn't hesitate to use the battle trance, right? Like, I think he's learned his lesson from the first time, so. He understands that in this game, Gambit are going to try and force fights into him. He's not going to get his time to shine in the jungle. He's going to be forced to shine in the fights.
Scanning.
Yeah, and Nigma they're just trying to split the map, buy more time. At the same time, you look at this Specter. Ani's done an excellent job this game. Higher level than this Midas Troll with Empower. He's got the Manta Blade Mail, he's got the people's different. He's ready to fight.
Speaking of fighting, on the GH here, they did this, the whole mind control's gonna arrive. They're gonna shut down GH low, they will be able to finish off now. Mind control immediately doomed. LSA through, make sure he can't even escape, he's gone.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, and when the Rubick is already dead, bring out that Doom, you don't care. Get a free kill, get the tower, further your advantage. Gambit are playing very well, I think.
It's the immediacy in which they play, right? There was no hesitation to invest the horn in that. Even if all they see originally is a Rubick kill, they understand the control in that area is just as crucial. He's being controlled. Ein chains forward. Jump in from LS, good. And looks like this Disco Pony's going to be dead. LSA is going to be sidestepped, maybe takes its time with it. No dice. Miracle is going to charge in now. Wants the target, looks under Ein. He's got the attack speed for this. Nice across. Kuro has to use the RP to ensure that Miracle didn't come in for nothing, so they'll get the Lina kill. But a lot invested for it, you still do end up losing Wii.
Yeah, and once Doom hard for Nigma. He's not really strong enough. He's at 4 deaths. Put him quite far behind us. I think a lot of these deaths were definitely were avoidable. When Doom gets Shivas with BK, could even go back for this crossover. Of course, the swiftness help your team. Nigma could have some serious.
You also don't have that protective element for when a Leshrac falls behind, right? Like you think of the drafts to have things like an Omni Knight or a clutch save like an Oracle. It really is a case of he kind of has to survive on his own merits. The only person who can help a little bit is Mind Control's mech.
Yeah, and Mind Control, I feel like this is something you don't... hasn't participated his part on.
He has participated.
Well... kills, death, no, depends on you. Whichever way you want to twist.
It's all about looking for the upside. But yeah, it's not what we see from Mind Control. Like we've talked about before, he's usually the anchor point. He's usually the one that's kind of setting the pace and he's setting things up for his team. So far, the only thing he's setting up is a gold influx for Gambit.
Actually, get Scotty. It's gonna very get to the Scotty on Specter. I'm not really sure how you kill this guy. It's gonna be a while before Miracle could think. Don't really have that amazing burst damage. Bro has gone back from the idea of getting the blink. He had, I think, 1,000 gold, 1.2k even, 1k about 5 minutes ago. Now he's pretty much at the same kind of courtesy buyback he had to use. Right, gone back to the Vlads.
Definitely not. I mean, the Vlads would be beneficial, but only for the troll. They really are putting all their eggs in the Miracle basket and that's delivered time and time again. I like this move from Wii at least. He's going to try and split them up a bit. Like, maybe if you can force 1 or 2 heroes back here, you can do something top. But Gambit are wise to it. They sit together. They'll charge in on Mind Control. GH forces just in time to stop LS from getting the stun out. Mind Control able to get into the tree line. Can't punish the Timber. That does mean we knows he's safe to stay here. It's just going to keep poking and prodding at this tier 3 tower in the bot.
Yeah, they're gonna have to deal with.
Oh, here comes Lauren. No. Look, he's cancelled. He got cancelled. Stun jump in. Melis in a little bit of trouble. They're gonna throw out the Doom with the horn as well. Miracle has no way to fight. He is gonna die in the end. They'll move forward. ksani decides not to go for more. They've got what they came for. We thinks about hanging
Dire's
around
top
to take this
tower
tower,
is
but
under
with the
attack.
glyph there, he may hang around too long. Alright, Vampire lets him burst, not safe. Which makes sense, because actually Vampire could die here. He doesn't have the Laguna, which means he's no threat to
Radiant's
we.
bottom tower
However,
has fallen.
Mele's might.
Dire's top tower has
He
fallen.
decides to hang around top, where's an easier target. They jump in on GH. Easy kill to burst through. Mele's being brought low. The lift's going to come out. GH, no fade bomb for 2 seconds though. Mele, it would have limped away barely.
Gambit played this very well. They did eventually lose their tower in the bottom lane, but gained so much. Killed the Google. You got the mag, you got the top tower.
You're escalating that net worth lead, right? Like, and you're posturing. You can see that they're very reluctant to give up the area around Roche, as it could spawn in just over a minute, right? So they want to try and stay in this area of the map in preparation for that.
Yeah, Scotty now on Specter. Trying to get to that satanic.
Where's this core? Okay, he's got nothing.
Okay, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it says
very
it's the
close to
Claymore.
satanic,
That's the
so
Claymore, yeah.
all that slash resistance is gonna be very useful. We'll get 7 Titan Sliver. Still, you can still die even with 10. I mean, you can still doom the troll with all the damage that you have with the Scotty on the Specter.
It's a prediction we don't have buyback until we pull that stage, but we in a lot of trouble. He just got the Bloodstone and it's gonna start to get a little bit weaker. Down to 11 charges already.
Yeah, Nigma are gonna have to do a very good job at splitting this map.
Bounty, which will make you
And it's gonna become smaller for catch from Slardar soon.
Oh, Mike.
Specter down mount control.
That's a scary situation for mind control. And ksani, he barely gets out because Vampire is arriving, but the fact that ksani almost solo killed a Timbersaw, it doesn't bode well for Nick.
He does not. Mind control still
Radiant are
yet to
scanning.
participate. Kills here, trying to get. The Specter is a very big issue. Much too quick a rate.
And that split of the map that you're talking about is so hard for Nigma in this game. Like, who can comfortably do it? Mind control, he's going to start to struggle now. He's probably the only one who could somewhat safely push them out because Gambit have so much presence, right? They've got Slardar always arriving. They've got the Horn to play with. It's very hard for Nigma to find a way to buy
Are
more.
scanning.
They find this double damage. I think this is. Try to take a fight with this. Go for some. I feel like you're if you give up this Roche, Specter, then the game becomes
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
incredibly difficult.
You know, that looks like we want to try and force someone back to this base so they maybe can fund a fight. You know, just poke prod, get those TPs.
Radiant's
the axe
bottom
also.
barracks are under attack.
Timbersaw's game. Even the troll
Yeah,
without the
trolls.
fervor gonna become very hard for him to beat.
Yes, it's an item we rarely ever see on Dooms, actually. For those that don't know how that works, it basically turns your Infernal Blade into a real stun and puts a break effect in place. They're looking to break Lorenof now, he gets caught
Radiant's
out.
bottom barracks
Or Vampire
are under
rather, is going to be brought down.
mortal. Can't be beaten.
That might give them the keys to the pit. You might be a little bit hesitant still, because there is the Horn, there's the Slardar, right? But
Radiant's
if you
bottom
just stick
barracks
Miracle
are
in here,
under attack.
you could probably do this, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure. You got the dagger spam on the Specter. He buyback.
Come on, sprites.
Radiant's bottom
Doesn't hit the
barracks
melee.
are under
And small damage done until the chain doesn't connect through. There's another 3 down. Dude's thrown down a Miracle. In a lot of trouble, the Horn jumps straight on top of him. He's going to try and get away. The RP doesn't matter. It's too late. Kuro's going to be a whip. Nice
Radiant's
dodge down from
bottom barracks
ksani
are under
with the
attack.
Horn illusion. Not that it mattered too much because Bone Miracle hit the deck. You could feel that Nigma had no way to fight. And he's just continuing to do the one thing he can right now in this game as he pushes in on that bottom lane. He says, this will not be for nothing.
Might get the wreck here.
Radiant's bottom barracks is
Trying to poke him away. They got the Laguna, they'll get him low. Oh, Bloodstone. Barely enough mana to convert over. We'll just about get him away. He's quite the speedy level.
Roshan has fallen to the
Gonna kill.
double.
Oh, GH. nicely done. GH and Mind Control, they were actually able to get the kill on the Roche. While ksani does get the Aegis, they at least get the gold. It might give gold back.
I think it's a very small constellation.
Radiant's bottom
That fight,
barracks
did
are
they
under
even get
attack.
the Slardar? They did get the Slardar. They're gonna
Yes.
delay his speed by just a little bit, but Specter now with Aegis and Cheese. They're not looking too. They're gonna have to do a very good job. Not getting caught.
That's the thing though, right? Like when they approach these fights, we're seeing an issue of Nigma. They have to kind of all in on one target, and that frees up the other. In this case, it was Slardar, which meant the Miracle comes out and instantly get Doom. So you have to question: do they need to prioritize Doom? Can they prioritize Doom? Because then Melas might just counter-initiate. Jumping in towards Melas' location now, but they're going to see Eine instead. He's wasting a lot of their time. ksani is here. On the two from Melas. Miracle wave to just move forward on Eine though. We'll turn on the Melas next. He needs a Rubick. Going to get a Weeze in a lot of trouble though. Controlled up will be kicked into a grave. His name. Buyback will come out from Melas. And though ksani standing his ground with a break on the Miracle. He's going to start getting those stacks up. Has to use the battle truck. Just pull Laguna comes out. Yours to control him up though. They will with the stolen Laguna get rid of the first life. And moving forward isn't going to be good enough for Miracle. He will die. Kuro skewers him to the half ground. He knows he's dead. Just wants to make sure everyone else can move away. You get rid of the Aegis, but that price is high. If Miracle is dead once again.
Yeah, this is the nice point of this. Lina, we get this use. Oh, he did go for the status resistance. Doing a lot of trouble because just the vessel and the break from the Doom.
No.
Can't deal with it. Tanic is barely doing anything.
Radiant's top tower has
Skadi
fallen.
and the we're not really healing. Can't really rely on this ultimate back up to fights.
I like how you mentioned that Doom is kind of the king of these fights, as he's currently king of the hill. Like that skewer has kept him up there a long time, but he got enough gold out of that fight that he's happy about it. He'll finally be able to TP down. You're right, this Axe is just a game winner.
There's not even actually a vessel yet. But it's the Skadi, like Skadi on Specter, and it's also just an overwhelming amount of damage. They don't have enough. Doesn't have enough sustain.
Jump in with the ball. They found Wee again. What makes him think he can come out here and split the push, they say? They're going to look forward for more. ksani is hunting towards Mind Control's location. Looks like they're going to split up. GH and Mind Control. Yeah, I've got time to get away from this. There's a TP on GH. They'll only lose Wee. That is the one use for it. The problem is that Gambit, they're at a stage where any of these ultimates, they have such big impact. They can now have the Doom for the next engagement.
Yeah, and look how sad it feels for me. Into this. Oh, he has to go into BK. He understands that he can't play. He can't go for the thing that he really wants to get against the butterfly on Specter now. I mean, he's gonna be lacking damage. He needs to be these fights. He still might just get doomed.
I mean, that's the ridiculous thing. Like, even without the Doom, you know, like the reason we're highlighting the Lorenof's impact is that Infernal Blade. Even with your stats resistant build, it's still 3 seconds where you're not building any further, right? Which it's crucial. Those first few seconds for Miracle, if he can't get the attack speed going, there is literally no way he can fight.
Yeah, and to me, a lot of this comes back to some extent, like this Midas hurting him quite a bit. Was another item ahead, and yeah, you think the Midas is actually killing his farm. I think it's gonna slow it down, your item progression. Could have definitely had all your items and then some, because you could fight earlier and not lose so much of the map if you had your other items, your fighting items earlier.
Yeah,
but instead you give up your
Dire's
strength.
middle tower
You're right. It's a lot faster than many of the boss ones that get picked. It's just the way it usually gets built doesn't present that right.
No, exactly, and that's why I really dislike seeing both of the Battle Fury trolls.
Dire's structures
I haven't really seen
Radiant's top tower is
both
under
Midas
attack.
troll and Battle Fury troll. I feel like Hero is such a strong laner that
Dire's
you want to
middle
use the
tower
Hero
is under attack.
to either survive a tough lane to get you to Super 5 that
Dire's
helps,
middle tower
or
has fallen.
just survive so that you can pressure up. But when you do lose that pressure that you got
Radiant's
from the
top
lane.
tower is under attack.
It's a deceptive bully type hero, right? Like after laning phase, but people they just envision it as this ultimate farmer. And while he is a god tier carry in the late game, it's what this late game is looking like when you're there. Mind control. Well, he hadn't died for a while. Hadn't being the operative word here. He's going to be brought down for the 4th time in this game.
I really love
Radiant's top tower
So
is under
nice.
attack.
even just not even committing to that Vesa. I think it's definitely working. And the items, they just synergize so well. Such a tanky hero. Infernal Blade. Incredibly difficult to deal with.
It's
Very
a
speedy.
perma break now. Like, I think almost a perma break, even with the stats resistance calculated, right?
Just might be.
Like, imagine if you got Spell Prism now. Maybe a little bit overkill, but then 100% you're never getting further as a troll.
Oh.
How low can we get that cooldown? Starts queuing more Octarine cores.
If only.
I mean, I'm just glad to see this item. Like I say,
Dire's
after they
bottom
introduced it,
tower
I
is
think
under attack.
it almost never got picked
Radiant's
up.
top
I think they
tower is under
introduced it. Was it
attack.
around when we saw a lot of Plus 4 Doom with the, you know, just rush Scorched Earth drums and kill people? Basically. I've been
No,
just
I
before
also am
that.
a big fan. It does make sense.
It's just hard to find a way to slot into the build, right? Like, if you think of the items that Doom usually needs, it's making it work. Definitely the ideal game. Melee's gonna have to blink in a few seconds. Miracle trying to save Cure. He'll secure for 5, but with the spider legs, he's able to move away. Watch that bullet. Roach could be up in just over a minute, though. So Gambit just carousing Nigma out of the neighborhood could be to their benefit. Short way down the line. Oh, something more beneficial. He got found. BKB activated with Melee as we has no way out of this now, and he knows it. That's sad. Bloodstone is gonna go down to a 5. Oh no.
Nigma are doing a good job at continuously split. Can't yet have to. They're still down one side. Gold is not really starting to favor.
That's the big one.
I think it's Nigma are doing a good job getting the gold more level. They are losing the heroes, and at some point there comes a breaking point.
See if Gambit can break them.
Dire's top tower
Move
is
up on that
under
high ground. Is that enough? I see Master back out your wise. Why the hell are we just not go? Need to break this base at some point. With a level 24 Specter with this sort of farm and a cheese, it's very easy to do.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Down half edge. Mind Control just stands his ground. He's only got 10 reactive armor stacks. It's enough to get away with the full stop though. Luckily
Radiant's
for him.
middle tower is
Lorenof
under
doesn't
attack.
give himself a RP. They give it on to the BKB. He comes out of time. Balatron's active. They got capturing through. He'll give the Doom off, but Lorenof will die. There's still the Doom. Rubick not able to use it in time. ksani snipes out the backline. Buybacks will come up for both support. But Miracle's gone. Dead for 95 seconds. And no buyback either. If they can't kill ksani, they're going to be in big trouble. How the hell do you kill this Specter? He still has the cheese.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Got the
attack.
level 25 inspiration talent.
Oh dear. Did not like the sound of this. Nigma fans don't. Gone off the high ground for the moment because they need creeps. We can just push this out quickly. They'll get away with the fact that Miracle does not have buyback. Because admittedly, they probably weren't 100% sure. Because if they were, they likely hang around for a second lane there.
My sprites are with us.
Miracle did them
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Vampire will get away. Iron saving the with that forced up there. Reinitiate from Melee. Only connects on the Wii though. LSA does also hit him, but the Leshrac, yes, his Bloodstone game is looking sad, but he is tanky enough, and with that BKB, they are reluctant enough on Gambit that they won't punish him.
Yeah, I think that fight is like it's a very good way for fights is to get a lift or an RP onto the get on top of him and go to work on that Doom. Press your DK, press your start hitting the Doom. Unfortunately for Miracle, it did get the Doom off second, and so the Scott is slow by the Spectre, and it does go down.
Also, well played by ksani to make sure he prioritizes Rubick there, right? Because if GH gets that Doom off in return, it's very feasible that ksani also dies.
Say that, but this a 3 point. The
That's
Titan
true.
Sliver and the Dispersion Talent.
Radiant are
It's
scanning.
very hard to get through this guy.
I was thinking maybe because it's Rubick, right, with the pure damage being up. It would have been very close for sure.
Yeah. Roche. Third Roche now with the axe blessing.
Oh, of course. Is he given to? 'Cause it looks like Nigma are going to be way too late to contest this.
Yeah, nice to
You're in. Oh. Yeah, but he knows what he just done. He can't slow him down. The machine gun impetus coming in. The jump from Meles. He's found Miracle. The Doom's going to come out. He's in trouble. Hawk to try and split the backline. They're going to turn around and take the big one. Troll dead again. Once again without buyback. Gambit might just try and end this right now. The Famble. Troll has got the Minotaur Horn. Buys him a little bit of time, but nice time by Meles to stop the escape. They bring him down as well. They need to get the creeps. They need to get him fast. Otherwise, they won't be able to fully punish Nigma for having 2 heroes dead without buyback.
Yeah, and Lorenof, he got the blink there. Get rid of the urn, just gets the blink. So
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
that's that easier. Still just trying to split. Can't fight them.
Radiant's
winning
top
these
tower
fights.
is under attack.
Specter with 2
Dire's middle
backpack. He's
tower
got the
is
aces.
under attack.
Could just start eating a lot. He has to care about anything. How to end it.
Dire's
That's
middle
cool.
tower has fallen.
Or you can just kill Wii. Used by Wii. Trying to dish out some goes down. He does drag him back. That means the spec is now not here. So with that move, he might have just bought Nigma
Dire's
one more
middle
chance.
barracks are under attack.
I like how ksani just puts one of the cheeses in his inventory, eats it, and then, you know, puts it back. It's like, I still got 1 cheese. Just
Dire's
casual
middle
region.
barracks has
I
fallen.
mean, they have a cooldown, right? It's not often you remember there's a cooldown on cheese. So I guess he's like, well, I could probably kill
Dire's
everyone
middle
with
barracks are
dispersion with
under
all this
attack.
health.
Dire's middle
There's no way to
barracks has
use
fallen.
all this health.
ksani just going to cut top lane just a little bit, go bottom, and then just do the line for the D-Bay. Take that final fight, force it.
Long before Miracles like to have buyback as well. Still 1,600 gold away. I mean, my controls is at least within reach, but like, you've still this issue. No Kura's buyback still on cooldown for another 3.5 minutes. Same
And
for
Lorenof.
GH as well.
Lorenof with Leshrac.haa.
Oh my god.
0.5 HP now.
Well, I guess he looked at that one like, damn, I mean, you know, I got my Doom off last time, but why even die, right? Now, one nice thing for Nigma is they did at least get the flicker. The problem is, like, they don't, mind control needs this Minotaur Horn, so they can't even have it on a hero that would like to get rid of that Infernal Blade damage and break. Actually,
They need a
Dire's
miracle, but
bottom tower
not
is under attack.
this.
Two
No,
miracles.
they need another one.
No, someone asked me about this in the chat. Like, if a team had 2 miracles, would they always win? Now, my theory, or for that theory, they got in. They get trying to GH. Forced up to try and get away, but it's not enough.
Dire's bottom
They
tower
did not
is under
hesitate. They
attack.
just saw a no buyback target and they instantly jumped. And that is the Aghanim Specter for you.
Dire's bottom
Not
tower
even the big
has
horn,
fallen.
just a little shadow step.
The one play
Dire's
they have here,
bottom
maybe
tower is
try
under
to get
attack.
try to somehow cheese the fighting here and
Oh, they're doing it.
over the, but not really gonna fall for.
Well, they bring heroes back.
Need to.
They're not going to fall for it. But maybe they can push it after they do fall for it. They haven't got the insults now. Cool now. They could jump on the wing. Control is good. They cannot find Miracle, however. He at least gets away. And once again, we dying for his team. He's buying them more time. Time that they very desperately need.
Radiant structures are
Need
fortified.
to queue up maybe. Maybe you're kind of like try to win these fights. A lot more damage. We go up to Deso instead, but I think it's gonna
He falls to the cheesy in Laguna. He was just trying to buy more time. He has buyback. That's the thing, because we is short. We is 450 gold short. Mind control instantly buyback, which might make this all the more obvious. The doozy. There is a bounty rune here, but that still wouldn't be enough to get that buyback for we. They will now see it. But it's going to be about 200 gold short. Mind that 300.
Yeah, I mean, Miracle has to go over.
Dire's bottom tower
You can
is
get
under
this
attack.
tower target. Straight to the throat. Oh, there's no glitch on the range.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
But the problem is that Miracle doesn't have buyback, right? So if he goes down, he definitely lost.
See this arrow. This is
Dire's
kind of the
bottom
Hail Mary play
barracks
here.
has fallen.
They're gonna bring Kuro in. The RP can potentially try to stop someone who comes
Radiant's
back to the base.
top tower is under
Can
attack.
DKB and
Dire's courier
they
has
have
been
mega
killed.
creeps now.
They've got Wee's boosted travels as well, so he should be able to
Radiant's
arrive. You can
middle
see Mind
tower
Control
is
just
under
wasting a lot of their
attack.
time in the meantime. GH is going to be found. Does their abuse. Actually, are they using Nigma? They are. They're going back to base to try and compete with it. With the jump and Miracle, with the bounce charge, trying to get Britto in time. It's going to be close, but he's not good enough. He's going to be run up close. He almost gets the front. It's 100 HP. They need one more hit. It's
Dire
enough.
victory.
They get it. Oh, post-mortem save there. We able to finish it off with a Diabolic Edict. It looked like they might just have done it. They might just have pulled this one back, but Nigma.
God, that is some